What is up? I am in Glacier and I'm playing the tier 10 60 TP. This is the new Polish tier 10 tank and I'm going to go straight into the middle. Now right off the bat, there is no other tank that is playing like this tank. This tank is truly special and just for that reason alone, you should get one. It does 750 damage and there is very few tanks out there that's doing 750 damage. The only one I can think of right now is the VKK reward tank, and the one on the live server would be the 705A that does close to 750. It actually only does 650, but you get what I mean. 750 damage on a relatively, I wouldn't say, very mobile tank, but relatively mobile for its caliber of gun handling damage, you know what I mean? It is a good deal. 16 seconds of reload time, yes, it is lots. It's 1 second slower than the 705A. Of course, I'm running a rammer, I'm running optics, and I'm running food. All my tier 10s do this. It has 2.75 aim time, which is a bit slower than the 705A, but then again, you've got 8 degrees of gun depression, which the 705A does not have. 705A is only 5 degrees. Ah, poor guy. I'm just eating him alive. That's a bad position to be in if you're spawning from the other side. Now the VKK, I mean, it's no comparison. The VKK takes... I mean, it's so freaking slow. Yes, it has 7 degrees gun depression, but you can't bring a VKK, it's so tall, right? You can't bring him to this position that I'm trying to play in. No way. That's why this tank is kind of unique in its playstyle, because it is kind of like heavily armored. I should have taken that shot there just now. But anyway, it's kind of like heavily armored, and it has a little bit of mobility. But the thing that's special about this tank is that 750 sweetness. You don't even need to take more than 10 shots in this game, you know what I mean? It's like you do 9 shots and you're like over 4,000 damage. It's just crazy. I mean, I was making this video for tomorrow, for releasing it tomorrow. But I'm having good game after good game after good game. I'm gonna be like swamped. I'm gonna have more than enough content. So I decided to rush this video out and tell you about the good news. And I'll continue to make more videos on this tank later on. But for today, I'm going to show you 2 replays. One is this one, which is kind of like the medium to long range sniper. I'm playing kind of like a 5A or a 277. Kind of like the heavy medium play style that is quite popular right now. You go around shooting people, pretending to be in a medium tank, but you're actually in a heavy tank. So that's the idea of this kind of play style. So I'm playing exactly like I would in a Chinese WZ5A or in an Object 277 or an IS-7. This is exactly what I would be doing. Now the top speed on this thing is 35 kilometers an hour forward, which is slower than the 40 kilometers an hour in Object 705A. It's 14 kilometers an hour reverse speed. It has 780 horsepower and 12.84 horsepower to ton or power to weight ratio, which is a lot less than the 705A, but a lot better than the VKK, of course. But armor wise, let's talk about the armor. It's slightly worse than the 705A. It's only got 160 millimeters in the hull armor front of the tank versus the 175 of the 705A in the frontal, and the turret has 260 millimeters in the front, whereas the 705A has 330 millimeters in the front, which is really good. The VKK has 240 millimeters of hull armor frontally and 200 in the turret. So I would say, well, it's not bad. It's got some armor. It's not the greatest armor, but it's got some armor. But again, this tank isn't about the armor. It's about 750 alpha. And also the good thing about this tank is it's got slightly more health than the VKK or the 705A. It's got 2,600 hit points, which is like 150 more than a 705A, which means, you know, you can survive just that little bit longer in this tank, I suppose. And the view range is similar to the 705A, which is like 447 meters if you have optics and food on. A 15% chance of fire, which is the same as the 705A. But again, you're gonna have 8 degrees of gun depression. 705A does not have 8 degrees of gun depression. This tank is just amazing. So I'm showing you this gameplay, the first one here in Glacier, which is all about that, oh no, I'm being shot in the ass. See what that 150 more hit points help you do? It helps you survive just that fraction, a little bit longer for you to do that little bit more damage and finish off the game. So this tank is totally about this 750 alpha. That's all it is. And it has a little bit of armor. Not like a super heavy tank kind of armor, but enough armor for you to I mean, if you're an experienced heavy tank player, you're gonna be able to use this armor quite effectively. I mean, you're not gonna bounce everything, obviously, because it doesn't have like amazing hull armor. 160 in the front is not amazing at all, but it is sloped, so you are going to bounce a little bit, and if you angle and stuff like that, you're gonna get a little bit of funky bounces and stuff. 260 turret armor is not amazing. You're gonna get shot at from the weak point, like the IS-3, the top of the gun mantlet is gonna be a total weak point, which you know, it's gonna work sometimes and it's not gonna work other times. But if you're experienced, you're gonna be able to make this work, and you're gonna enjoy it a lot, because you know, although you're not gonna survive everything, but you're gonna be happy because you're gonna get 750 alpha to play with, and so you're gonna trade a little bit of armor for that 750 alpha. I tried to get that last shot there in, but someone beat me to it. Maybe it's because of my shell velocity, which is like 900 meters per second, which is like really shit. Anyway, in that game I shot almost 100% AP shells, because you really don't need in tier 10 you really don't need a lot of premium rounds unless you're trying to go through the face of the Type 5 or a mouse or something like that. It's not really necessary most of the time. I was trying to make a point here to make this video you know, a bit more realistic. You can't be shooting premium ammunition all the time in the live account, otherwise you're just going to go broke really fast. But anyway, I'm going to be super aggressive and get into the big boy's position here right under the bridge. Of course, this tank has got like forever reload. The 16-second reload means that I cannot typically, you know, be out in front trying to out DPM my opponents. But if I had some support, I can be relatively close in front of their face. Now I'm going to shoot AP here. So I was waiting for the sound of that large caliber 130 to shoot before I moved in. Now I tried to shoot that 268 V4 in the weak point, but it only did some critical damage or something like that. So I was going to give it another go. Let's see if I can do it again. I'm going to wait for them to shoot again. I'm not too concerned about the 5A, but I want that 60 TP to shoot before I moved in. Bounce that V4, but I couldn't pan his weak point, so I'm gonna load the premium shells. Looks like it's heat. and I shouldn't have any problem penetrating his weak point. There you go, boom. Yes, over 800. That is really satisfying. It made up for the 2 missed shots that I had there just now. So I'm staying with the heat shells now. I'm going to try and wait for them. Timing is the thing here. If you are an experienced heavy tank player and you know this position, I'm back to the AP again actually, and I'm going to shoot that top of that mantlet, and there I penned it. No problem at all. That is a weak spot. So if you're used to playing heavy tanks, you know you've got to wait. You can wait for the sound of the gun. You wait for the 130 caliber gun to shoot first, and then you make your way forward. Now I was planning to shoot the 5A, but then he ducked behind that 4005, so I shot it up 4005 instead. Anyway, that was an easy pen, so I might as well have gone for it. I'm still in my AP now. The plan is to shoot the 5A, but then the other tank showed up, so I shot that guy instead. But I did eat a shell for it, but that doesn't matter. Now I think I'm going to load... I think at some point I'm going to load heat shells again, because I was planning to shoot that Type 5. But let's take care of this 5A first again. No problem hitting the lower plate. Now my gun has been broken twice, but at this close range it doesn't really matter. This guy YOLOs, tries to crush me, but gets himself killed instead. Now I've got a shield, so I'm going to use him. I was planning to shoot the Type 5 with the heat shells just now there, but he's already dead, so I'm going to finish off the Type 5 again. GG, that was a quick game, wasn't it? No problems at all. So that was a close game, and I mean close. When I say close, I actually meant close like in face-to-face combat, you know what I mean? So anyway, here's the results for the first game in the Glacier game. I fired 10 shots, I hit 9, and I penned 9, and that was a total of 4,713 damage for a first class game. That's amazing. And in the Paris game, it was even crazier. I fired 9 shots, I hit 8 out of those 9 shots and penned only 6 for a total of 4,215 damage. Man, that was amazing game. Amazing 4 minutes. One of the best 4 minutes of my life. I'm just kidding anyway. I'm looking forward to this tank. This tank is definitely a keeper. So the 8, 9 and 10s are really good. Get all 3, keep all 3. Enjoy your game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.